When I was 20 years of age, I thought there was us, children and old people, because I wasn't aware and I didn't even contemplate getting old.
When I go out sometimes and see people who are older than me, I say, look at those old people. It doesn't kind of comprehend in your head that you are actually their age.
Actually, I don't even think of it. If you're happy and if you're healthy, I think what more can you ask for at 82?
Larry, don't forget to take your umbrella. Larry, don't forget to take your hat. Because it's looking like rain now. You know, Muriel's like that. It's a type of Muriel. It's a type of Muriel, but it's Muriel, which I think is a Welsh. Her mum and dad were Welsh. And Muriel, I was told, means blackbird.
My husband was funny. Just looking at him when he was funny even. He had that way about him, you know what I mean? He just did. We argued a lot. We did over different things and we wouldn't be talking to each other. But he'd crack a joke because he was like that. And you'd try not to laugh, but you had to. You just had to laugh, you know. And I used to get up and go out into the bedroom and laugh to myself out there and come back. It was the way he went on, like, you know. He was like that. He used to make him laugh in the hospital and all he did. He did, yeah. He was in and out of hospital more times than he was at home. 30 years he suffered with his heart, you know. But he never let it get him down. Never, ever let it get him down.
We met at a dance.
And he dated my friend. He passed me by and dated my friend first.
And I've lived to regret it.
Because I never failed to bring it up. I was passed over. We're married this year, 60 years. I think, don't we?
What happened?
Age, and I don't know. No, but I find it very easy to get frustrated. That's what I find my biggest thing, and I can, like this, because I can't do something or I can't reach something, I do get frustrated.
She takes that out
on me. I do. I'm not as mobile as I was, and that was a shock because it came very suddenly, and it just totally changed between us. I suddenly became very dependent on Philip for things which I hadn't been before.
Yeah. Muriel collapsed here. I thought I'd lost her mic, to be honest. It was quite frightening. I thought I'd lost her, you know. Her eyes went round in her head, and I thought myself, Sarah, so I had to pull the alarm here, you know, to call them and call the ambulance. It knocked an awful lot out of her, but thank God she's improving.
I mean, the girls in the office would always say, do you want us to check on you? And I'd say, no thanks, I'm too young for you girls coming up checking me. I have my neighbour. I do tell him if the paper isn't picked up a day or 2 days, come in case I'm dead. Because I got a heart attack before. Yeah, made the front page of the Tuam Herald. I was dead for a minute and a half. And Deirdre brought me back, Deirdre in the office, because the committee bought a defibrillator here. So Pat Ford ran downstairs. He said, bring up this thing, this man is dead, which I was. And I didn't know anything about it until I got to the hospital and they had to put a stent in.
It's like I said, prior to having the heart attack, everything we take for granted. We take every single day for granted. And even though I was in the medical company making stents for everybody, and one never thought that one was going to actually have to need what I was making. And I'm never more grateful to the fact that I know, because of having the stents and everything else, that I have help at my fingertips. If anything happens to me at any time in the apartment with the help button, it makes you feel at ease knowing that there is somebody there, even though you're so independent you don't want to admit that you need help. But it's great to know that the help is there.
My own mother and my grandmother never had to rely on homes or anything like that. They always had one of the family to look after them in their own home, right until they died.
Well, my kids would like to take care of me like that, but I wouldn't like it like that. I have my own independence, you know what I mean? I do.
And I am sure I would drive somebody crazy, even though you don't want to drive your own family crazy, but they also have a life to lead.
Well, the things that I thought was important when I was in my 20s would have been materialism, owning motor cars and having a bank balance. When I was married first, I thought that the world centred around me, and I didn't realise how good the other part of me was, my wife. I took her for granted. I was still full of myself, thinking I was the belle of the ball, and it probably took me a few years to get out of that. And I'm sure my wife helped me to get out of it with a bit of discipline. Now, I regret nothing, because regret is futile, but I would have had a different life with the knowledge I have now if I had to have it at the age of 20, but you don't get that privilege. Well, the reason I'm not afraid of death, because you might as well be afraid of going on your holidays to Spain. It's out there for you, and it's going to happen to you. So that's the position I hold at the present moment, and I do not fear death. I love life, and I'm amazed that I'm still here.
No matter how hard you hope and you wish that you're going to be here for a long, long, long time, you know, no one knows what is around the corner. So I would say, live your life fully and don't keep putting things off, because one day it'll be your last day, no matter what.
What can you do, really? When you're getting old, we just have to take it, you know. It's just one of them things. There's nothing you can do about it, really. Just have to get on with it.
Well, they did say for better or worse.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
we haven't got fed up yet, have we?
No, not yet.